Game Ball, the ultimate ammunition, providing you with this week's episode of the Tweedle Pod.
Yeah, we're live.
Hi everybody, and welcome back to the Tweedle Podcast. We are in a very different location, far north from our usual location of Churchills in High Wycombe. We are actually in Felixkirk, deepest, darkest Yorkshire. Not God's country. Lancashire comes first, Rob.
Oh, you're in the wrong place for
you may
saying that.
notice a few little prompts in front of us. Rob, we've gone up in the world.
Go on then.
We've got a sponsor.
Yay!
Game Ball are sponsoring the Tweedle Podcast.
It's amazing.
I know.
Which is a Yorkshire company.
It is.
Not Lancashire.
No, that's very true. And so, yeah, we've
Does
got
that mean we
podcast.
have to be professional then and serious?
It is, yeah. We've changed a bit now, mate. We have to be a
We've
bit
got to give
more
them a plug.
prim and proper. Yeah, and there's another reason, cause for celebration, so I've kept it from you until now.
Go on then.
It's Charlie's birthday.
No way. Charlie.
It's Charlie's birthday. Guess how old he is?
14.
14 in one. There's another mic there for you. Pass up.
Well, we're waiting for Andy Britton, but he's gone to do his hair.
Oh, hair! I thought he was doing something else.
No, I don't think so. Well, I don't know. He did shoot well today, so maybe that's what he's doing. Maybe that's the way he celebrates.
So, yeah, as you can probably tell, everybody watching, I'm not in tweeds. These boys are. Next to me on my right is Jack Musto. Good friend of mine, good friend of Rob's.
Yeah, very good friend.
Welcome to the podcast. And David Kempley.
Hi there, guys.
Careful when you put something like that to his lips.
Yeah, these boys have been on a Jolly Boys outing, the 2nd of October, nonetheless. They were shooting yesterday on the 1st, shooting today, shooting tomorrow. I didn't get the memo, so me and Charlie have had to come over in denim jeans to come and film a bit of a podcast with you. Thanks for the invite, boys.
No problem at
How
all.
have you gone today?
Very good. We're shooting tomorrow as well. And you're not
I
with
know,
us then
believe
either, by
so,
the way.
yeah.
So, you know, it's unlucky, Sammy.
Where have you been?
We've been at Merton, Hornby and Merton today.
Very good.
It was fantastic. We had a phenomenal day. I mean, it was good fun. Hey, up here he comes. Look.
Here he is.
Here he comes.
With Arthur, Paul Star.
Yeah, here he is. Come on, Andy.
Andy Britton. Royalty. How are you, sir?
All the dogs are going through the cables.
Yeah, and you.
Here, come and get a seat, mate. We've got one for you.
Spaniels are going to take the microphones out, but it's all right.
All right, sir.
All right, you.
Sorry, I was on the phone.
That's.
Having to do some work.
Dave said you were doing something else, but he said you shot like a god today, that you were just beating one off because you'd done so well.
No comment.
This might be the X-rated version.
Yeah,
you know what
perfect.
You know, things like that.
So go on, Rob, talk us through the day.
I don't know. It was a phenomenal. I mean, Hornby Merton, for those that don't know, in North Yorkshire, run by Mount St John, is a phenomenal shoot. I mean, it would be my top sort of 1-2. We're shooting Duncan Park tomorrow, and there today. It was phenomenal.
That's a pretty good back-to-back, isn't it?
As good as it gets.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always hard, isn't it? Because everybody says about, how many times have we talked on this about the best shoots and where would you go if you had the last 2 days and everything else? But
I know.
for me, this is home for me, so I love it up here. I love being up here. But you shoot all over the place.
I mean, yeah, I think Merton Duncan's fantastic. I'd be hard picked to say what one's the best one today. Although we had a phenomenal day today, I must admit.
Yeah, we did. Does anyone know what he just said?
No, I was just going to say to the listeners.
None whatsoever.
Do we need a translator?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
What did you say there?
Andy's actually Indian, if you're listening.
I hate coming to Yorkshire.
I've still no idea what he said. But it was funny.
You got a microphone.
It was funny, sorry.
It's it's phenomenal. But Dave, you've shot it. I mean, you're in the syndicate. You've shot it more than most. It is. What do you love about it?
The whole thing's just great. The birds are fantastic, topography's great, and it's just a Yorkshire welcome, which is important.
Yeah.
When you're paying this amount of money for game shooting, it wants to be right, and they do the job right every time.
It is special. It is special. I mean, it's my favourite 2 shoots. And we're going to. I love Duncan Park, but I trained at Duncan Park. So when John Masterman was the head keeper there, and he was the head keeper there for, we were sort of arguing earlier, 40, 50 years or something like that. So, I mean, I would be 13, 14. I learnt to load there, loading for the old Brigadier who used to run it for Lord Feathersham. And it was, it was the place. And in those days, I mean, commercial shooting wasn't really a thing. It was all, the aristocracy and landowners and various things having their shoots. So it was sort of just getting going. And
now you've got people like Jack Musto.
And now you've got people like Jack Musto.
Well,
the
let you
handsome
defend
beast
yourself.
that he
How
is.
times have changed.
So when you first got involved in the shooting end, Rob, what was your first biggest day shooting you think you ever did when you were young?
I remember shooting on a farm shoot with my dad. I was very lucky. So my dad loved watching me shoot. So the point was, we were a syndicate member near Howsham, which is a bit more on. It's in North Yorkshire, but it's more on the east side of North Yorkshire, the side of Malton, and we'd shoot anywhere between 60 to 140, 150. I mean, 150 was a massive day on this little syndicate, and I was very lucky that he used to like watching me shoot, so I used to get stuck in. And the bizarre thing is, I could tell you when I shot my first pheasant, and this is even more special story. This,
What time was that today?
well, I didn't shoot many. Sorry, what did he say? So anyway, and I remember shooting in a wood near Howsham at the bottom of this bank, and I was loaned a gun. This is absolutely true story. I was loaned a gun by an old boy in the syndicate called Ron Horsley, and he loaned me an old side-by-side. And guess what that gun was? It was an old Churchill.
Wow.
There you go. And I shot my first pheasant using a 12-bore side-by-side, and Dad was stood with me, and I could take to that place now. And this pheasant came over. It wasn't high. I mean, I've kept that trait.
That's a surprise.
Yeah.
That's a really big shock, that is.
And literally, shot this pheasant with a non-ejector Churchill box lock. There you go.
It's very good.
Sentimental, that, isn't it? What was your first day shooting, Jack? Probably like a 500 bird day at Leckwoody Garth or something.
No, my first ever proper day shooting. Well, it wasn't actually a proper day. I remember being younger. So my father used to have Stoke Edith in Herefordshire between 2006 2012. And I remember actually being younger, and I remember coming out in the field, and when I was at school, I used to come out on a Saturday morning, and my dad used to wake me up 7 o'clock every morning being like, right, come on, we got to go out shooting and stuff. And I never forget, we went and done this duck drive, and I stood by a guy called Neville Simmons, who, when I'd grown up, he used to come and stand by me, and he used to educate me, and he used to tell me what to not do and what to do. And I remember him saying to me, he said, you come and stand by me. And I remember these ducks were coming over, and I shot one, and just the drive then just went on, and it went on, and then I just kept shooting. And I remember saying to Neville, do not tell my dad that I have been shooting, because he will not like this at all and all that. Next thing, again, the drive it finished, and then my dad came around the corner, he went, Neville, you have just shot some unbelievable birds. And Neville went, oh, I just don't know what happened. He went, it was just brilliant. He said, I just got into the full swing of it, just got into everything and all that. And then we got perhaps the next drive, and he went, you do realise who shot those birds, don't you? And he went, no, your son. But to be fair to Dad, I thought he was going to get actually quite cross, and actually what made it in that as well is I've still got that duck to this day, and
Have
it's
you
framed
really?
in
Yeah.
me. It's
How
framed
old
in
were
my
you then?
And I was 7 years of age,
Yeah.
and I shot it with a 12 bore.
Did you? It's 7.
At 7, yeah.
Let me know. That's
But
good going.
But you know, ever since that day, I've always kept it. It's always
Yeah.
gone round with me and everything, and I've kept it. Ever
But
since.
you haven't shot much in Yorkshire, so you tell us about your experience.
Yorkshire
today. I mean, you loved it
today. Like, I've been very lucky. Like, I'm Hereford based, so I could easily go to the West Country and go to Wales. You know, they're very close. But today, coming up to Yorkshire is really, and yesterday made my eyes turn, because, you know, I've heard so many stories about Dunker Park and Merton Grange. Oh, you must go. And I was, you know, unfortunately, I come up here 2 years ago and we got snowed off. But to come up here today and actually see Merton Grange go was absolutely unbelievable.
It was phenomenal.
It was, you know, you couldn't have asked for a better day shooting, but also for the company as well, what we had today. You know,
Wasn't
people,
great.
No. To be honest with you, Rob, whenever really you're around, it's a bit weird, to be honest. Weird.
It's a bit weird. You can't say it's weird.
Oh, we can.
Oh, yeah,
Definitely can.
Yeah, no, we can. But
Never
honest-
dull, is it?
No.
Just say it's an experience.
But coming up to Yorkshire today and seeing people who you haven't seen for a long time, and, you know, people come from all over, and shooting in Yorkshire has actually been a very big privilege. You know, like going and shooting in Wales, you know, like Leckwoody Garth, Brigands, Plasdenham, West Country, you've got Hadio, Shargut, you've got so many good places. But actually travelling this bit further and coming up today and seeing how Yorkshire actually goes is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah,
And I don't think, to be honest with you, as we were just discussing, I don't think having 2 days back to back, you won't want nothing more.
No.
You know, like today, there was just no hassle. There was no everything. Everybody's friendly around you. Everybody wants to talk to you. Everybody wants to know what you're doing and stuff. And I think that for a good day in the field, that's what makes it happen. Is people,
A whole team.
yeah, and I think it's the whole team. And I think but it's also not just the guns, it's the beaters, it's the pickers up, it's the keepers that what make everything such a special day.
And
that's-
also, what cartridges were you using today, out of interest?
So I was using today a Game Bore EJ Churchill Hellfire, but I have made them myself.
Yeah.
A 32 gram full.
Game Bore. What cartridge do you use, mate?
I was on Ely's 32 gram 5 Eco Wood.
They do
Yeah. I like them, yeah, I must admit.
What about you, mate?
Oh, definitely Hull.
He's
Always
sponsored
Hull.
by Hull, so this is like the worst ambassador to have here, isn't it? With our new best sponsor. Paul James is not going to be happy. Come on, hold that. Here, put it there.
Can't do that.
Put it there. Put it there. That's it. Look. Did you use their
Game Bore are great, obviously. You guys use them, which surprises me. But Hull have just always been consistent, and it's just the one that
Did
I
you
like.
use their wad, or is that a wad that's
No,
not
I
allowed?
always- no, it's
that's
not
the wad that
allowed.
no one allows you to shoot.
No, it doesn't work.
No.
Well, I'm sure it works, but it doesn't biodegrade, and I think fibre is the way forward, and I think we should all be shooting fibre, personally.
Yeah.
Because if we shot fibre, we wouldn't have to shoot steel, because obviously you can't use steel with fibre. So, and that brings a whole new argument out.
Game Bore's wad does biodegrade, just to have
So
that.
bi-
Oh, it does,
Biodegradable.
and it is
Yeah, yeah.
a great. It works.
Hull's doesn't. But
Hull's doesn't.
Yeah.
and it-
Just for the listeners.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
I think it's a case of just
Sorry,
finding
Paul.
a cartridge.
well, Andy's trying to bring it back on track now. Okay.
I think it's a case of finding a cartridge that you like. I mean, all cartridges,
Boring.
they're all capable of doing it. No.
No one can understand what he's saying anyway, so don't worry about it. All right. But
No, you're going to give him a complex.
No,
I
it's-
understand you completely, Andy.
I tell you what, when I tell you it's my time to buy a round, you understand that.
Guinness.
Funny that, isn't it?
it's quite special when that happens. In fairness, can I just say that? It's just
And while we're on subject, that is black gold.
yeah, that is black gold. Yeah, you're
Yes.
absolutely right.
Black nectar.
Do you know what the point is though? Look, we're very lucky with Game Bore supporting us and everything else to do the podcast. But as you said, there are
There's some phenomenal cartridges out there.
exactly.
There is, whether it's an Ely, a Hull, Game Bore, they'll do the job. It's just getting a speed that you like and are used to.
And you're comfortable with.
Absolutely.
The worst cartridge is better than us. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. And some of these boys shot today, Sam. I mean, I don't mean we always talk about the great shots and things like that. He was with his dad. His dad's a phenomenal shot, better than Jack. But Jack's a good shot.
Yeah.
We've got Muggins here, who is a phenomenal shot, and this one here is as good as all of them.
He's got a bit of a name in the shooting world, hasn't
He has.
Go on.
Fluffy.
he? Tell us a bit about it then.
Which one?
What is your biggest shooting accolade to date, sir?
Oh, that would be when I won the world seniors compact title going 4 or 5 years ago.
Huh?
Was it's a big achievement for me. In fact, where we are today at the Carpenters, I brought the family. We all met here when I got back that day to celebrate. So that was fantastic.
He was the first person under 4 foot tall to win it. It's quite
Strange with Hull.
For fuck's sake. Sorry, excuse me. Whereabouts was that compact held, sir? Moving on.
In Hull.
Well, just funnily enough, where Game Bore's based.
Are they? Sorry, Paul.
Where was the compact?
He was in Italy. It was fantastic. It was just a great experience, and to do it, I shot 50 straight on the last day, which was another achievement for mine. And yeah, it's a great thing to do.
And you
But-
won the World Senior Fitask?
Yeah. No, third at yours.
Third at ours, sorry, yeah.
At Churchills
Yeah.
and various
We
other
celebrated well that night,
things.
didn't we?
We did, yes.
We had
You
some
broke
good
in
red
some-
wine.
Yeah, we had some great red wine, and it was just.
Thinking we'll only drink a bottle, and then he drank 4.
We drank 4.
Oh, yeah.
There's a we.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, we had a great night, didn't we? And the girls
good
were good, and yeah, it was lovely.
Is there a cause celebration tonight as well or not?
Definitely.
Perfect.
We had a fantastic day today.
Rob actually hit a pheasant today,
Well, yeah.
and he pricked a partridge. You witnessed it all, didn't you, Dave?
With game ball.
With Game Ball.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's just going to be constant.
I'm like this now.
Paul James is going to have his head in
Charlie.
his hands after this, just going, cancel it all.
Charlie was
cancel it all.
14 today. He's going to be 15 by the time this is edited. Taking bits out.
Poor Charlie. Poor Charlie. But yeah, so look, the team today were pretty sharp.
Yeah.
They were pretty sharp.
It was a strong team, and they did shoot very well. And we had the great birds to shoot, so
Yeah, and I
that
think
always gets you going.
on the whole, obviously, the start of the season's well in swing now. Can't believe it's
Yep.
October.
It's quite
The
scary.
grouse were poor, so
Very poor.
But by the looks of things, pheasants are on. They're
Yep.
going to do the biz. Every estate's all singing and dancing. You'll have a bit on, Andy, have you?
I've got a bit on, yeah. I've, a bit in Yorkshire, Drumlanrig again, back up in Scotland,
Nice.
down in Wales, Briggins again. Yeah, phenomenal shoots, you know.
Yeah. Good.
It'd be hard pick to pick my favourite.
Go on, pick
I
one.
know, but you've done
Come on.
some shooting,
Come on,
Andy.
Andy.
Come on.
I'm very
Everywhere.
pro Drumlanrig, I must admit.
I could have
Well,
said that before you said it.
yeah.
I'll tell you
I
what,
mean-
Andy. Top 3 drives.
I need
Better
to give-
Anywhere.
I would need to give you 4.
Okay, full day, 4.
I think Cliffwood at Murton is phenomenal, as you know.
Yeah.
I think Springwood at Arden, which is over the hill, is phenomenal. We're then into Briggins. Me personally, I like Heaven's Water on Briggins. I think Tommy's can be a bit, if you get the wrong wind in Tommy's, they can be out of shot. Let's not kid ourselves. It can be fantastic. And then Drumlanrig, Humby Home in Drumlanrig or Campo Clue. So that would be my 4/5.
Rob?
No, you go on. You go
Yeah, you
next.
go.
I would go Cliffwood, Rico's at Duncan,
Yeah.
Whirlpool up at Drum.
Don't worry, Dave. There's no cut-off time. We're fine.
That's
Any-
good because I'm
in your own,
thinking,
in your
which
own,
you can see
in
it
your
all
own
turning
time. We
around,
can see.
and probably Merton Bank back at Merton. They would be
That's a
my
good
4.
drive.
Did you do that today?
No, we
No.
did that last year, last day of the syndicate at Merton, and it was just epic,
Yeah.
really. But they don't do it very often now because it goes on to a neighbouring shoot and they can do it back end of the year.
Rob, same question.
Green Shed
Yeah.
at Merton. I love it. In just terms of
We did that today and it was fantastic.
we did that today, didn't we? And it was absolutely fantastic. I just love it, and I love how you can see all down the line. You see everybody shooting, and you can see them coming off the top like starlings, and they're just sort of flying down and through. Absolutely love that one. I'm going to go off piste a little bit. I love the point at West Wickham. It's just home. I've shot there many years, down in Buckinghamshire. It's a great drive. It is absolutely a fantastic drive. It's nothing like this,
No.
but of course, because you're in the Chilterns. But,
Yeah.
nonetheless, it is very special. There's something about it. And if you get the right wind, it is a phenomenal drive.
Is that a drive to it, or
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. You're such a snob. You're such a high bird snob. Charlie, can you cut it out? He's an
Depends what you're
absolute-
driving in.
Yeah,
Charlie? Leave that in,
yeah,
please.
yeah. So I would do that one. I would then do. I would do Cliffwood, right? But I've never shot well at Cliffwood. It never. I love it. It's amazing.
That is a massive club.
Yeah, but it just tears you apart. I mean, I can't.
It can't be your favourite drive then.
Yeah, but I love it, and I absolutely love it. But I'd love to go on to Cliffwood and shoot well, which I've never, ever done. I'd do that, and then I'd go to Spain and in Ventisia, and I can't tell you what the drive's called because I actually don't know, but it's the one with the massive boulders, and you walk up through the stream, and it is just, you know the one,
Great
Jack.
drive.
It is
Absolute
up in
great drive.
Spain, and I'd go to Ventisia, and I'd shoot there if I could. That'd be my 4 drives.
Fair enough. Jack Musto.
Oh, he's been thinking about this for about 5
My
years.
drives would probably be Grise Mountain and Letcuddy Garth. Then on to Briggins, and I would say Waterfall. Definitely, definitely the same as you, Andy. I'd also say probably Lords at Shargut. I've had some unbelievable times there because it's basically just a great big bank that what's got like Christmas trees on, but they still manage to get them from coming from right from the back. and probably I would say actually what we've done today, Green Shed. That was unbelievable, that drive. To get partridge coming off out of those Douglas fir trees was something else. That I don't think you can't get any more better than that. It was absolutely great.
I must admit, I've never been down the West Country. You know, it's a long, long way for me, and I'm passing a lot of good shoots to get there. But I'd like to go and see Hadio and Shargot and places like that, just to see.
Yeah,
what it's like
Hadio.
compared to Yorkshire shooting.
Yeah,
He
Scottish
said he'd
shooting.
like to go down to the West Country.
yeah. Okay, Andy, I'll let you know the dates,
I'm
all
allowed,
right?
I'm allowed
not
to
a problem.
punch Dave in camera.
Dave,
Oh
you,
yes, please punch Dave on camera. It'd be brilliant.
Dave, you coming down with them Hull, or are you going to stay up north up here on the Hull?
Oh, they travel.
We'll put the
So it's
text
quite
on the
hard.
bottom.
These lads are pros. It's hard remembering all that. What's that drive at Bulland? That very high one at Bulland where we shot. They've got one. It's an absolute signature drive. You know the one I mean.
Another one you mean? I have no idea what they call
That's
it.
a phenomenal
We
drive.
shot it this year.
We did.
When we went down there. Just
Yeah.
give Crofty a ring, he'll
Yeah.
tell you.
I'm not
Hadio.
qualified enough to answer that question.
Hadio, you are. Hadio has some phenomenal.
I would
As well,
I
mean.
would be completely honest with you. The Hadio Valley on its day is
St Paul's. Is it St Paul's?
St Paul's.
St Paul's is phenomenal.
That is absolutely phenomenal. Like I've been there a few times, and it for traditional shooting, woodlands and stuff. You know, anything from 60 to 80, 90 yards is what you get constantly, and it is so good. That is it's very
Do you
very
think
good.
Andy would? You've been to Devon a lot, and Dave, you've been to Devon a lot. Andy hasn't, because he's been to Wales and he's done a lot in Scotland and in Yorkshire. Do you think he'd enjoy it as much, or do you think he'd be disappointed? Oh, this is controversial, isn't it?
In what way, Rob? In what way do you think?
Yeah, I just, when you've spoilt with these shoots, the vastness, Devon is very different, isn't it? It's a lot more compact. Is that a fair?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. But I think Wales is more the whole package, where Devon is a bit more. You go, you shoot, you leave. It's all a bit. It's not the same.
Can I ask you?
It's like a panda.
Very similar. Eat, shoots,
And
leaves.
Yeah.
We didn't
God.
practice that.
That's a good one, though. I like that one. I love Devon. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Sometimes I find with Devon, you're in sort of there's not many views, and you're in the sort of the valleys. Does that make sense? And and they're phenomenal birds, and they're consistently brilliant. And and there's some big operators out there that do a brilliant job. But I do love coming up here and shooting in some of the views when you get views like this. And I just think the scenery for me does it up here, and in Scotland, and in Wales in some instances as well.
So okay then. So if Andy come up say to you, I want to book 4 days shooting in the West Country, what estates would you advise him to go to?
Well,
Great question.
That's a good question, isn't it? You'd have to go to Bulland, because as an all-round package.
Yeah.
I have to go with Crofty. That's the only thing.
Yeah, we don't have to have Crofty. Yeah, that's a very good. That's fine. I agree with that.
He's bound to be on holiday at some point.
So we'd go.
Crofty's a must on every day.
Yeah. So we'd go to Bulland without Crofty. No, that's unfair. So we'd go to Bulland. You'd have to go to Bulland because there's an all-round experience. Stay in the night, party, fun.
The hospitality there is
hospitality is absolutely
Unbelievable.
fantastic. And
Absolutely.
the birds are brilliant as well. And
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
not. It's like banging on about the hospitality. It's hard because it's like saying the hospitality is great and the food's not. But the lodge, the food, the lodge, the quality of the birds, the professionalism of that shoot is. And was good, and is even better with Crofty now.
But also a good thing about Bulland as well, there is birds there for everybody, isn't there?
Yeah. I would say so. There's one. You've got to go to Hadio.
Yeah.
You've got
Massively.
to have a day at Hadio.
I've never been to Hadio.
It's absolutely
It's phenomenal.
We should go, Andy.
Yeah, we should go. We should go to Hadio. It is. You'd love Hadio. You'd absolutely love it. It is. It is brilliant. As simple as that.
Castle Hill?
I've never been to Castle Hill.
It's a very famous shoot, isn't it?
Very
you know?
famous.
Have you not?
And I've never been to Castle Hill. You've
Wow.
been, so you can
Yeah,
tell
I've
us.
been
Come
a
on.
couple of times.
And
I thought it was brilliant. I like Brian. I like the way they run it. It's about shooting. They do 5 drives. They just get on with it, and I like that.
so you're going to have a day at Castle Hill. I mean, everyone. It's like the Holy Grail, isn't it? If you want to go to Devon, you need to go to Castle Hill at some point. And then you've got a choice of a huge amount of other shoots down there. That's the problem. I mean,
North Malton?
Yes. I mean, how
Sharga.
could you?
Sharga?
Hang on, Maristow.
Yeah.
How can you not have Maristow in
And also,
there?
we can't forget Pentilly.
Pentilly?
Great shoot.
You know, so this is the problem.
Spoil for choice. That's
How
the
could
thing,
you
isn't
not
it?
go to Devon and not see concrete?
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I would definitely would go to Shargate. I would
Yeah.
put Shargate as one of my favourite shoots.
So I would go Maristow.
Yep.
I would go for sort of the quality and the height, and George Stukely does a brilliant job there.
Yeah.
It's impossible, isn't it? Because you've got Maristow, North Malton, Bulland, Castle Hill.
Yeah, hang on now. I asked you the question, so you
Hadio.
need to try and answer it, not ask everybody else.
Yeah, I don't really know. It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a
See,
very
now I
good
would
one.
go Shargate. No, I would start at Bulland, as you said.
Yeah.
Then I would go up to Shargate. Then I would go to Hadio. Then I would probably finish off at Maristow.
Yeah.
That would be me.
For those listening, I think you can win a peg at Bulland right now on Tweedl.com.
Is that right?
Moving on.
There you are. Thank you, Sammy. That's really good.
So Sam, what would be your top drives that you've seen or shot? Or?
Honestly, I don't think I'm qualified enough to answer that question.
No, but what have you've obviously seen. I've seen you up at Drumlanrig. I've been down here.
Yeah.
Briggins. You've seen some top drives. What would be your?
You've been to Drumlanrig. You've been to Briggins lots.
Yeah.
I mean, they are pretty special places.
West Wickham?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been to West Wickham
I've
as
driven
well.
there,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I'm not shot there. No, I've through Tweedle I've got to see all sorts. In Yorkshire as well, Wars Priory I've been quite a few times. Letwelly
shot
off
Water
Diffie,
I
Pennell.
love Water Prairie. I think Angels again. That's got to be one of
Yeah.
your top drives.
I think if you want to start quitting shooting and start golf, Humble Pie at Pennell, that will literally, I don't know. If you want to shoot high pheasants, that's your place. Diffie Falls, Waterfall, that's pretty cool. Very cool. Tommy's at Briggins. Everything at Briggins, I'll be honest, is pretty good. Letwelly Garth again. I've done a lot of my shooting in the last 3 years in Wales. Pretty handy for me. But mate, I think listening to us,
Letwelly Garth has changed hands now, hasn't it? Is that right?
Yeah, Anthony's taken it over
Andy's
at
taken
Cambrian.
At Cambrian Sporting
Yeah.
Birds or Cambrian Birds, is that right?
Yeah, Will sent me a video yesterday, and the first day it looks like it's flying,
Does it look
but
mega?
it is. When you've got that topography, like it's unbelievable.
I remember when Robert Jones put that shoot on the map, probably 20 years ago,
Yeah,
and I drove round with him in his Land Rover, and it was just mental. And then he comes up with Grice Mountain, which came later, and the Rock, and various other drives, and it was for me the best,
yeah,
literally. And then
That Grice Mountain is phenomenal, isn't it, when they come off the back of there?
right, unbelievable.
Oh,
And then you get a turkey in the mix.
yeah.
That looks like a pheasant, a turkey.
It's like a big juggernaut of a mountain.
Yeah.
In the mix, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's special. But I think just listening to us all there, it goes to show the sport that's on offer in this country
It's phenomenal.
is unmatched. And I
Yeah.
think we ought to think
Yeah,
we've
hang on, we've only
very
talked
lucky.
about high pheasant and partridge as well.
Yeah,
We've not even talked
literally.
about
That's all
grouse
we've touched on.
shooting, have we, or anything
Stalking.
like that?
Yeah.
Or wild, going down to Pembrokeshire or Cornwall and shooting on the woodcock or something like that.
Yeah,
We're
exactly,
talking
yeah.
about all sorts of amazing things.
Yeah. But here, especially, we're a stone's throw from Helmsley. You've got, in here as a catchment area, you've got some pretty serious shoots within a stone's throw, and we ought to think ourselves very lucky.
definitely.
Yeah.
Well, he lives here, so it's
And that's
lucky
just
for him.
me coming for a Guinness. Never mind you boys shooting it back to back. One day, boys.
We're very
I'll be
lucky.
there.
Very lucky.
You
Work
are.
hard, Sam.
Yeah.
Keep working hard. You'll get there
Here
one
he
day,
is.
don't you worry.
Yeah. Thanks,
Or-
Rob.
Or alternatively, buy a ticket.
There he is, Andy.
Yeah, don't work
The best
hard and buy a
advert.
ticket. That's
Correct.
exactly what you can do.
We all understood that, didn't we?
The Scotsman talking there, isn't it?
Definitely.
And what
Oh,
else is new
perfect.
then, Sammy?
What else is new? I don't know really, mate. Lots going on. Tweedle's obviously flying at the
Yeah,
minute. Really good. Lots going on in the shooting season.
Yeah.
Plenty of pegs available for people that want to win some.
Yeah.
Cartridges and all that jargon.
Just as busy
Same
as
old.
ever.
Yeah, farmers. We've got a Christmas shindig for the young farmers coming up. Seagal is headlining that, which is a very good DJ, Rob.
That's a good DJ.
You may
yeah.
or may have not heard of.
Nope, never.
That's going on. We've
Not
got
a
all
clue.
sorts going on. What about you? What's happening at Churchills?
Just busy, mate. This is our sort of coming to the end now of our charity season. So we've done a few massive ones. We do a big one for the supermarket charity grocery aid. So that's huge. That's sort of 300 people.
Yeah.
That raised just over £250,000 in a day. So we've done that for many years now, 15 years, and that we did that last week, which was phenomenal. Just phenomenal to see, and loads of
Massive amount
out
of
of
money.
300 people, probably 200 people have hardly held a gun before. So a bit similar to how Dave looked today on the first drive. So so that was.
Do you think enough's made of all this money that we make in charities, Rob?
Very serious, but Dave.
I think it's a serious question. And I think
It is. You're right.
we
No,
don't.
we're terrible.
it enough.
We're all bad at it, aren't we? Because we just keep pushing forward, trying to do the business. But the amount we should shout about. I mean, the Red Bull Day we do, Wings for Life. It raised £350,000 in a day. These are just individual days.
Unbelievable.
The Yorkshire Charity Clay Days up here, which is involved with Mount St John, which is there at Duncan Park, that raises over £500,000. Raised 550,000 in 2 days. You were there, and we're all there. And then
This is all for charity.
yeah, this is 100% for charity. This is not, and then they pay. This is literally clear to charity, and these are just a few we do, and then and we do a lot. But then you've got Chatsworth raised £300,000 for charity,
Yeah.
and then you've got all the others that are raising 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000.
It's another big one. Water Priory raised a
Yeah,
lot of money.
massive.
Yeah. Water Priory, they made a huge amount for the Game Conservancy, or Countryside Alliance this year, wasn't it? Did the Countryside Alliance? We did a big one for Great Ormond Street Hospital last year. That raised nearly £400,000 in a day. So and I think you're right. I think it's amazing what the shooting community does for charities. It is just relentless.
We do a huge amount.
How do we shout about it more, though?
I'm not sure. Genuinely, I don't know.
Mainstream media? They'll never get on it.
Oh, it's hard, isn't it? They don't want to know.
No, they actually don't. It doesn't matter what figure you put in front of them, they wouldn't publish it, would they? But yeah.
It is a tough one.
But whether Basque promotes it or somebody in the shooting world promotes it, I think it does need to be there in the public eye, because it isn't now, and it's something that's important.
Yeah.
And the communities all get together, and we do raise a huge amount of money.
And I think it's getting more popular. Game shooting is still very popular, but charity days and sim days have become very popular. Yeah. And pretty much from May onwards, there's not a week goes by you couldn't be shooting a charity shoot somewhere in the country.
No.
You're absolutely right.
And I also think you, perhaps for you, Rob, I think what you should do is maybe do one day at your shoot ground and then do another day, down in Buckinghamshire, and then do the other day at Swinton. I think you should get, teams of 10 or 15 and say, right, guys, it's X amount of people. It's all going to charity and stuff like that. And then you make the people pay for for the charity that they wish to.
Yeah.
And they've got to donate a certain amount of money to that charity.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I don't know, for the air ambulance people or such different people.
It's so it's interesting. The Yorkshire Charity Clay Days up here, which the Mount St John family and everybody, that's what they run at Duncan Park.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably two of the biggest. In fact, they probably are the biggest now, aren't they, in the country? Like I said, they raise over £500,000 over 2 days. But what they've been really good at is all their charities are chosen, and all of them are Yorkshire charities.
Yeah.
So everybody coming is, whether you're from Yorkshire or not, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's a Yorkshire Charity Clay Days, and they're going to Yorkshire charities. And people like to know that they're supporting, and they choose every year 5, 6, 7, 8 charities, and it gets spread out between all of those.
But that's what I mean. That's a good thing for, people that are doing it around here for Yorkshire charities. And I think people then should also travel around the country doing shooting, and then you get to see your friends, because we don't get to see each other very often, and you get to turn up, do a clay day, and then you pay your money to your local charity.
Yeah, maybe also, in a way, Dave, answering your question, which is maybe we get the charities to shout about it, because I know in COVID, when we weren't doing charity clay days, these charities were absolutely on their knees. I mean, they were struggling. I mean, as soon as lockdown lifted, they were onto us going, please could you do a charity clay? We literally will go bust if we do not do a charity clay day. We did one the other day for combat stress, Help for Heroes. I mean, we do them at the moment. I mean, we'll have done 80 over the whole summer period.
And what do you think you raised over that period?
About 4.5 million.
Wow.
Is that in a year?
In a year.
Is that what? Yeah.
If you put them all together,
That's
I mean,
phenomenal.
let's hang on, but that's not what we have raised. That's what the charities have
It's
raised.
raised, yeah,
Do
yeah.
you know, and we're just a small part. So all these charities do amazing
Yeah, but
things.
to be fair, you
but
facilitated that.
we've
So
helped
There
them,
was
definitely.
4 people here that didn't know that number.
Yeah,
Can you imagine what the real number is?
yeah, because you've got other places doing the things. You've got the Royal Berkshire doing 2.
Royal Bucks, I
you
mean, they
know,
were the start. They started. it.
Yeah, they did. They did start it.
We
yeah,
can
yeah,
kid
yeah.
about it, but Dylan was brilliant at it.
Absolutely fantastic.
You know,
Absolutely
and
fantastic.
He
There's a couple of
pioneered
nice
the
ones
whole
now.
thing.
Do you know what I mean? And yeah, no, it's really good. Yeah, you know.
He shoots Hull as well, by the way.
Fibre
If you want to edit that, that's fine.
Shoot Hull. If
Fibre
he
wad or
does, he wouldn't shoot
plastic.
Hull. Watching him. Sorry, Dylan. Sorry, mate.
He's not.
It's but you're absolutely right. Look, and I remember, you know, the money that has been raised over. But I think we need to almost push with the charities as well, because I think that it means so much to them what we do as an industry.
It
and
does,
and
definitely.
and a group of people.
But also, I think as well, what you could do is like some of the shoots we've talked about tonight. I'm sure there's probably a way as well how they could do something. You know, like Sam, runs Tweedl. He gives people great opportunities with Tweedl to win a peg. Well, there's perhaps the shoot, or perhaps through Sam put a competition out, and for charity, you enter into a competition and the money goes into into a charity.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I think as the shooting industry stands already, we do an awful lot for charity if you compare us to a lot of other industries. And so you're right, but for Rob to do 4.5 this year on his own, we just need to shout about it a bit more. And but yeah, I mean we've done
Completely
stuff
agree.
for charity.
Yep.
But yeah, no, listen, boys, good conversation.
Good crack, yeah.
Yeah, got good crack.
It's now freezing in Yorkshire.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Can I just say the
And
temperature's
my,
dropped a little bit?
That
How long have
Guinness
we been going,
glass,
Charlie, on your birthday?
That's
This is
looking
good
sad.
effort on your birthday, Charlie. We've got you a stripper later, don't you worry. He's called Peter. He's from the local village. He's been looking forward to a little lad like you. Perfect.
Right, we'll round it up. Thanks, boys.
Well done, mate.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Andy.
Good fun.
Thank you,
Go
mate.
and refresh your
Well
go and refill your
Well
glasses.
done, Hot Shot.
Well done, Jacko.
Enjoy.
Cheers, buddy.
Well done, mate.
Thanks for
And
joining
you.
us.
Well shot, Jack.
Cheers, Andy.
Not as good as your dad, though, Jack, but well shot.
I look forward to tomorrow.
And look forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Well, I'll
All
think of
good.
you. When I'm in the office, I'll be thinking of you. Right, thanks
won't.
everybody for watching. New episodes every single Sunday. I know we missed last week, but I say it every week. So every single
do
Sunday
try.
we
It's
do
not
try.
through lack of effort,
And
it's just trying to get-
we've got a good day of filming next week,
We've got
haven't
a cracking day filming, yeah.
we?
Are you allowed to say who we've got or not?
Can do. Ooh, they might not show up.
Yeah, good point. Well, then we can name and shame them if they don't.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Go on
Who
then.
have we got?
Richard Foles.
Amber Rutter, sorry.
Yeah, Amber Rutter.
Silver gold medalist.
Ian Parker.
Silver medalist.
Ian Parker.
Ian Parker. And Phil Vickery is desperate to come on, but we're just trying to find a date.
2003 Rugby World Cup
2007
medalist.
captain.
Yeah, but Rugby World Cup
And
medalist.
Was, of course, gold medalist.
Yeah. No, lots of good guests. So if you don't show up, it's live now. They've committed as we are sat here now.
Absolutely.
If they don't show up, they're set of pillocks. What do you think?
I'd agree with that.
Perfect. We're also on Apple Podcasts now. Thanks for Charlie. And we've also, Rob, hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So
Amazing.
cheers,
And
boys.
did you say 200,000 people have watched or listened or something? Is that right? Is that?
Yeah, Adam Henson's podcast episode in clips. So on Instagram, TikTok, and everything, got over 200,000
Is
views.
that right?
Yeah.
Which is quite impressive because he's ginger.
And he talks about sucking off a turkey.
That bombshell.
We'll see you next week.
Good night.
Like and subscribe. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Well done.